All right, folks, we wake up this Monday morning to XRP and the broader crypto market catching a bid with a little bit of inflows coming in. And so we're going to take a look at a 490x market cap multiplier on XRP today off of just a small amount of inflows. This is the hard data, the simple math that puts it all together for you guys with an understanding of how easy it's going to be to see XRP pushed up to much higher prices. So without further ado, we're going to get right on into the update. What is the market telling us as we open up this Monday? Trading is completed as I record this update. So we're going to see what is the market saying right now. And the simple answer is the market is saying that this war is going to end here soon. It's not a big deal. Not too worried about private credit crisis. Not too worried about the AI bubble. Everything's going to be okay. And that was reflected first. We'll get started here by looking at the oil chart. Now, this is, of course, WTI crude oil, which already moved up 108% year to date. And that was back on March 9th when it topped out at $119 per barrel. But today, it drops back down to $94 per barrel is where it closes out. And the Tuesday futures have already opened back up, but basically a red candle coming in on the daily for oil. The problem, though, is that this is the paper market traded in the West, and we've seen this with gold and silver, where gold at the Shanghai premium, right, can be $100 per ounce or more. And so we're seeing the same thing take place right now with paper oil in the Western markets versus the price of oil in the Middle East with other benchmarks. So the Platts Dubai crude balance of the month just broke above $150 per barrel. Extreme scramble for Middle Eastern physical barrels continues. Now, you guys tell me, do you trust the maybe manipulated paper market out west, with the CME and with the WTI crude oil measurement that we have over here telling us war is going to be over soon, everything's okay? Or are you concerned that this war could extend further? Either way, no matter whether or not the Strait of Hormuz gets opened back up and this war does end, we still have a liquidity crisis and private credit is starting to expose it. So as Michael Gayed says right here, everyone's focused on the Strait of Hormuz, but the real story, and the one that doesn't go away even if the strait opens back up, is private credit. 40% of borrowers have negative cash flow. The gates are closing. Redemption queues forming. 2008 rhymed with mortgage-backed securities. 2026 rhymes with private credit. Let's take a look at this chart here by Michael Gayed. That's a nice visualization. 40% of borrowers now have negative free cash flow. Fitch default rate is at 5.8%. So that default rate is catching up. And UBS is predicting 15% failure. That would be 3 times bigger than the failures we saw with banks and loans during the Great Financial Crisis. 3 times worse. Only at a 15% failure or default rate. And the redemptions and the problems are already hitting the biggest asset managers and fund managers in the world, including Blackstone and BlackRock. And I must comment and say that it's very interesting to me, not really a surprise, to see some players pretending that they're not having any issues meeting redemptions, generating returns, etc. when it comes to private equity, private credit, private funds. We're going to see. The tide's gone out. We're going to see who's swimming naked. And I'm already telling you, it's going to be ugly as heck. Now, speaking of reporting, the U.S. SEC is preparing a proposal to eliminate the requirement to report earnings quarterly and instead give companies the option to share results twice a year. The proposal is expected to be published as soon as next month. Now, you guys let me know in the comments, do you think that this is bullish or bearish? There are some people that comment about how out west in America, we have this tendency, at least in public companies, to generate everything, try to generate results, to report every quarter, and it creates kind of a, false sense of setting objectives and goals for quarterly targets versus zoomed out, 1 to 5 year planning and execution, essentially. So basically, you're driving short-term results, maybe making short-term decisions to drive quarterly results versus actually leading to success and driving value to shareholders over the next 1 to 5 years. So you guys let me know, is this good? Is this bad? And this new one would only have them give them the option to share results twice per year. Now, as investors, we want as much information as possible. And so, I believe that the companies that lean into transparency and providing audited financials and results are going to see a benefit. But I also, on the other side, see why we don't want to drive companies to be thinking only in terms of quarters instead of longer term thinking that international companies, other big global corporates get to, basically operate in a mentality of thinking 1 to 5 to 10 years out instead of I need results this quarter. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think of that one. Let's transition into crypto. I wanted to let everybody know, if you hold Solana or Ethereum, the staking for those cryptocurrencies is available with our sponsor, iTrust Capital. And the reason why this comes up is because it is the 6th birthday for Solana. So happy birthday to Solana. I don't own Solana, don't have any exposure there. Not really too excited about Solana, but you can use my link down below in the description of this video to get a $100 funding bonus. And I wanted to make sure everybody knows that if you do have Solana or Ethereum, you can stake those in the iTrust Capital. They have a few different accounts now, the IRA, the Premium Custody account, and the new Treasury account. You can stake those cryptos in all three of those. And they're also working on rewards for ROUSD and XRP as well. So more to follow on that. Use my link down below for a $100 funding bonus. Ripple Payments partner, this is going to be iPayout. And they say, quote, the digital marketplace is important to the future and Ripple is the right partner to take us there. Eddie Gonzalez, the president of iPayout, which helps deliver real-time payouts into the US and Canada from days to seconds. Nice little client profile, little highlight. But what's interesting is that you see in this little clip that they shared, they used the example of JP Morgan connecting to XRP. JP Morgan, JPM coin being connected to the Ripple payment network, specifically XRP. Make sure that you guys can see that picture right there. Very interesting. This is from the quick video that they shared. It's only about a 24-second video, but they make sure to show in the example that we're connecting to JPM coin. Very interesting. iPayout is a Fort Lauderdale-based global fintech company founded in 2007 with roughly 51 to 200 employees. It specializes in enterprise-level real-time global disbursement infrastructure, facilitating payouts in over 180 countries and 140 currencies. The company operates a comprehensive network to support digital wallets and cross-border transactions. They are connected to multiple industries, including accounts payable, B2C, gig economy, affiliate networks, marketplaces, education, travel, esports and video games, banks and financial institutions, and they're now integrated with XRP and are a Ripple Payments client. Love to see that, and I just thought it was very interesting that they show in the example there JP Morgan being tapped in. And XRP is the perfect bridge currency to bridge between JP Morgan coin and Bank of America coin or whatever other counterparty or other coin we need to transact with. Same thing with the cross-border payment example, country A to country B. Same thing as bank A to bank B, Alice to Bob. All of it using XRP as the bridge currency, that real utility as a bridge currency, a neutral one in the middle of that transaction. Absolutely love to see it. Now, I love to see the price action that we got today. We're going to talk here about the inflows, the market cap multiplier, 490 today on XRP's market cap. And so we're going to show you that data point here in 1 second, but I want to remind everybody, a lot of people have been hitting me up. I'm getting texts, I'm getting messages. Zach, are we still going lower? So when the FOMO starts to kick back in, right? We break up to a buck 50. We break up to about 74,000 for Bitcoin. But that is just the higher end of the trading range that we've been trading in for the past couple months. So I'm not getting too excited yet. I still have worries about the war. I still have worries about the private credit crisis. and I do have worries about the Clarity Act stalling out. Now, I want to deliver hopium just as much as anybody else. I want to tell you that this pump is for real, that it's not a bull trap rally, and that everything is fine. But from a technical standpoint, we are at just the higher end of the range we've been consolidating in for the past couple months. Chart Nerd shares, remember that the potential of XRP dropping to 80 to 70 cents is still exists until key resistance levels of 180, $2, and 240 are reclaimed. So taking a look at his chart real quick, he shows that we could still run up just shy of the $1.80 level and then fall back down below $1. Now, I'm not waiting for XRP to go below $1. I've already stated publicly I'm front running $1.20. I'm front running $1. I'm going to make sure that my orders get in. But I'm already massively long XRP with a big spot bag, and I'm in an XRP long right now. So I already have 90% of my crypto portfolio exposed to XRP. The expression that I'm long XRP might be an understatement. Basically, most of my net worth is in this bet. So I have no FOMO as far as XRP moves up above $1.50, and I'm thinking, oh crap, I better buy in now because I already got my bags. I'm already in an XRP long, but I still have my orders set at $1.20 and a little bit above $1. I'm front running both of those levels because I do think that we still revisit those lower levels. Now, let me know if you guys think that we see sub $1 XRP. You think it goes below $1? You're going to have to get through my order and a lot more other people's orders that I know are sitting above $1. Okay. We'll see what happens. Into the data. Here we go. So we're on the 4-hour chart for the spot inflow outflows on CoinGlass. And what we're going to show you right here is that basically since yesterday, Sunday, at 1 a.m. my time here on the West Coast is when we started to catch a bid on XRP. March 15th, 2026 at 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We get 3.23 million of inflows into XRP. We then get 4.27 million out. But then after that, we get a consecutive run here of inflows coming in. 1.7 million, 12.17 million, 680,000, 3 million, 545,000. And so I took that sample right there from basically a 24-hour period from 1 a.m. March 15th to 1 a.m. March 16th. Okay? And then we're going to go take a look. We add all of that up, and I have it right here on my handy-dandy notepad. It's about 21.32 million of inflows, plus that, or you got to subtract that 4.27 million of outflows that we had in that one candle. So that brings us to about 17.05 million of net flows during that snapshot. And what we're going to show you here is the XRP market cap chart next. So you take a look at the XRP market cap chart, and the first candle, this is the 4-hour chart, remember, we start right here. And so I measure right here from the bottom. We started at about an $86 billion market cap for XRP. By the end of this run, we pop up all the way here to 94.54 billion. So that's about 8.36 billion in market cap growth during this time. And what it does, and you actually had outflows during these two red candles, by the way. But what I'm showing you is about how much money came in, right? And we get the net flow, right? The money that comes in, the money that comes out, that gives us the net flow. So the net flow was about 17 million. The market cap growth was about 8.36 billion. So the market cap multiplier equation is the difference in market cap divided by the net flow, and that gives us our market cap multiplier. And in this example, it's 490x. See, this is all backed by real data. You want some hopium? Let's give you some hopium that's backed by data. And this once again reminds us how easy it's going to be to pump XRP when the time is right. So 8.36 billion divided by 17.05 million, it's 490x on the market cap multiplier for XRP. Guys, this party's, when it gets started, it's not going to take much to see XRP double up again. back up to $3 and beyond. We're going back to a new all-time high. These levels under $2 are fantastic. As closer, as close as we can pick up towards $1 is a blessing. And we're going to be taking advantage of that because 17 million in inflows is nothing. Nothing. That's not institutional adoption. That's not institutional inflows. That's a little bit of money coming back into the space. $17 million worth, making XRP move up by $8 billion in market cap. So just wanted to highlight that. Nice to see the bid. I don't necessarily trust this. I do feel like it's a bull trap rally, but if we break above $1.80 for XRP, we can start to have that conversation. And so as I record this update, we're at $1.53, just shy of about $1.54. Love to see it. But zoomed out on XRP, this is just the trading range that we've been in since February. And if you look, XRP did pop up to $1.67. That was February 15th. So we're, love to see it, but we can't confirm a real breakout yet. For Bitcoin, it went back up to the 382 fib at 74,500. And nice to see, but still not going to get overly excited. The CME gap does sit up here at 85,000 for Bitcoin, and the CME gap sits up at $1.74 for XRP. We're going to go back to those levels. It's just a matter of, are we going to, do a real extended bull trap rally up to those levels and then break down? How high are we going to go? But I'm still expecting that breakdown. I got my orders waiting, and I would love to be wrong. If I'm wrong, we all make money, and we go back into the next phase of this bull run. But I think there's some issues that we got to fix. War, private credit, to name just a couple. But there's a few others as well. So, love to see it. Let's see if it continues. Let me know in the comments down below how you're positioned. And if you appreciate what we're doing here, please make sure that you are liking our videos, share them out far and wide, and make sure you're not missing them by subscribing, hitting that notification bell. Everything else is at zachrector.com. God bless. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.